have some bananas that look like this, which can only mean one thing. We're making banana bread. I actually make this recipe once or twice a week. It's like the perfect snacking cake. You can just keep on your counter and just eat on throughout the week. It's moist, it's tender. You'll see. If you have a kitchen scale, all the equipment you need is a fork and a bowl. The reason these super ripe bananas are perfect for banana bread, it's because they have a really high sugar content and they're nice and sweet. I'm just gonna mash these with the back of a fork. I have the sugar. I love using dark brown sugar for this. It has a nice, rich, dark molasses flavor, but light brown sugar works well too. Eggs. And another egg. I'm using sunflower seed oil for this. You can use avocado oil, grapeseed oil. I've made this with extra virgin olive oil, which is still great. The recipe is actually dairy free, so the oil is what brings that moisture to the cake alongside the bananas. We have some vanilla extract that I never measure, if I'm completely honest. We have a little bit of vinegar. We'll react with the baking soda and give us a nice lift. Cardamom and some cinnamon. The spices in here are pretty mild. It's not going to be overly cinnamony or cardamom-y. They're just there to bring a nice warmth to the cake. Now we're mixing everything together, and this is our batter. Good old all-purpose flour, baking soda, and baking powder as our rising agents. I like to give these ingredients a light mix before I mix them into the actual batter, just to evenly distribute them in the flour. Now we mix until everything's combined. Pour the batter in the pan. You can bake this as is, but there's two ingredients that will take this to such a next level. I have to insist you add them. Those are turbinado sugar, the less refined sugar that won't melt in the oven. It's gonna give you a really, really irresistible crust. And the second ingredient, flaky salt. Elevate the flavor, but also give you a nice crunch to each bite. Don't worry, it's not gonna be overly salty, but every time you're gonna take a bite, it's just gonna be like a nice, and it brings so much balance and flavor to the actual dessert. It might not look like much, but it's so incredibly pleasant. You just have to do it. You just have to do it. And now it's time to bake this. And just a heads up, because the banana bread is super tender, the batter itself is very liquid. So it will take an hour or so for it to fully cook on the inside. Here it is, nice and golden. I know it's really tempting to want to slice in it right away, but you want to let it cool for at least 30 minutes just to let it finish cooking all the way through. It's just so tender. And the salted sugar topping,